A small positive development emerging from the drought for consumers, and that is a flood of meat on the food market, which is likely to depress meat prices temporarily. However, in the bigger picture, the longer term, the drought is wreaking untold losses for South Africa. Yesterday, organised agricultural business, the banking sector and government set up a task team. This to deal with the fallout of the deteriorating conditions. Let's take a look.
The task team, which includes the IDC, the Land Bank, agribusiness and government, seeks to achieve appropriate interventions to the devastating consequences wrought by the current dry conditions, while government has done its bit to step in with funding.
I see Minister Zokwana made available 220 million rands within the department, which is a good start, but we would probably need a lot more than that. So we need to escalate the implementation of the relief at a grassroots level, because it's one thing to have the money, but we must make sure that the fodder that they're supposed to feed the animals actually get to the farmers, and that is a key priority for us.
A short-term positive for consumers will be that an oversupply of meat on the market will likely see meat prices decline.
Farmers simply don't have feed to keep the cattle and especially breeding stock. So that breeding stock is coming now to the market in an increased supply and at depressed prices. Normally you would expect prices to keep on increasing before the festive season, but now prices is declining.
Crop farmers are worried that they'll miss the appropriate window of time to plant seed if rainfall proves insufficient, and the impact of that means that food inflation could go either way, depending on the weather.
If the current drought situation continues as is, and we have a similar situation than last year, we will see that food prices will continue at the current levels. We need an average yield in South Africa to break even with our needs. If we need lower prices, we need an above average yield of 4.7 tons a hectare more. And then we will see there will come relief for animal feed and also for food consumption.
Neighbouring countries, Namibia, Botswana and Zimbabwe, are also affected by the regional drought. Come next year, there are concerns that if the local maize harvest is not optimal, a country like Namibia may cut its export of maize to the country, while South Africa elects to reduce its exports to the likes of Zimbabwe. Such a scenario would spell the region facing a real crisis of food insecurity. Nompumelelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.